I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? And I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman, my kryptonite. Yeah!
So welcome back to Planet Chud, everyone. I'm your host, Welcome Mathewson, big fat ass loser, movie slob, that's what people call me. And I'm just gonna cut through the shit like I usually do. It's my new thing. I'm just gonna jump right into Zack Snyder's bullshit Justice League thing and why people are so fucking stupid that it makes me literally sick to my stomach. It hurts my appetite and all the things I like to eat and stuff and ruins my day. This is not ruin my day. Snack Snyder. Zack Snyder, not Snack Snyder. That's an even better name. His name should be Snack Snyder. Yes, I actually did watch the whole goddamn 5-hour nightmare bullshit thing. Zack Snyder directed both of them. I don't understand why people are so excited about this. It's the same movie with just 2 hours of extra bullshit added to it. Here's the thing, the truth about the Justice League thing and how they dragged Zack Snyder's daughter into the thing. It's really sad, but it's also true. And there's a sadness element to things of the COVID stuff, Chinese virus thing that's fake. There's an element to that they're dragging in there and no one's talking about, and things go unnoticed and stuff because, let's just face it, things don't get talked about because stuff is not, makes money on things that they don't talk about stuff. And I'm going to bring it up now because in relation to that, the tragic, yes, people have died, but sometimes good things come out of people dying and stuff, even in fake virus things. Like some positive came out of it. Okay, I know that for a fact. When my grandparents died from COVID, just recently, I was supposed to get their house. I've been told my whole life I was getting their house. I'm getting their house, I'm getting their car, I'm getting their fridge, I'm getting all that stuff. They got 2 freezers. They keep all their backup foods and stuff. This was all promised to me. Okay, and this is the real tragedy of COVID. Okay, because yes, a few old people are dying, but they were going to die anyway. People would have to die sometime. Okay, I'm saying this relates to the tragedy with Zack Snyder. My mom, she didn't want to tell me hundreds of thousands of dollars to treat my grandparents for this COVID thing, right? And us having to watch them die slow and all this stuff when if I had known up front that I wasn't getting a house because of this, I wasn't getting all their shit. If I had known up front, someone had told me that, I would have went and got a fucking gun and just shot them myself, because they probably, if they could speak and were conscious, right? They weren't. They were like vegetables right before they died. They probably would have told me it was okay to shoot them and fucking so I could not have to pay these hospital bills. And they took the house and all this stuff. They took everything. I mean, the bank took everything. So I got nothing. For what? So that my grandparents could live 3 weeks longer as vegetables in a hospital? It's unbelievable. My whole life got flushed down the toilet. That's a real tragedy. That's even worse than... So I just want you guys to know where I'm coming from with this whole Justice League sucks things and why I'm going to break it down and stuff, why I'm so upset. Because it all ties into, like I was saying, my cool uncle, the one that survived, he hasn't died yet, knock on wood. He wanted to come watch this movie with us at our house. And my mom has this rule saying that everyone's got to be vaccinated, because she actually believes this bullshit about the China virus and all that stuff. Whatever. I thought if I got to get vaccinated, which I did, I'm telling you, about to get to the movie. My uncle had to be vaccinated, my mom, so we made our appointments and all this stuff. Long story short, this is why I really fucking hate this movie. Snack Snyder Justice League bullshit is that I couldn't go to the theater, so I had to get vaccinated. I had to get the shot in the arm. And you can only do 2 people in a car. So my uncle went with my brother. He rode in their car. And then I rode with my mom in our minivan. And, we had to drive like 20 miles to this. It's literally like the state fair campground. And they had a military complex on there. It's in Pascagoula, Mississippi. You can look it up. I was just there. And, they tell us all this stuff and things. And my mom said we couldn't eat for 12 hours before we got the shots, just in case. I said, you better go on the phone and fucking call someone and verify that with a doctor, because I'm not starving myself for 12 hours going without eating food just because you have a hunch thinking that we're not going to be able to eat before taking the shot or whatever. So my mom, I got her on the phone, told him to call up these military guys at the state thing where they give the injections. She couldn't get him on the phone. So I had to fucking starve for 12 hours, which I've never done. I've never gone that long without eating to go get this shot. Turns out you didn't need to do that. that. I'll tell you that later. But we get there, and I'm with my mom, and we're falling in line with the cars, and we got to keep stopping, rolling the window down, and I got to wear this fucking stupid flaming hot Cheeto mask on my face, signing all this paperwork. We're going through the motions. All these idiot military people everywhere with their guns and their mask, and some of them look like Darth Vader, walking around like Back to the Future fucking hazmat suit people. All this stuff. I'm starving. They said it would take 20 minutes total. No, it took like 2 hours to get all this stuff done. We finally we can see the part where they're sticking the needle in the arm. I'm like, finally, fucking thank God. It's supposed to be 20 minutes, my ass. So the last group of military guys, these guys in hazmat suits, come up to us. I mean, I'm driving. They tell me through the window, turn off the car and get out of the car. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. My uncle and them, I could see them getting their shots. My uncle and my brother, they were in the car ahead of us. They were getting shots in the arm through the window. Me and my mom, though, we're getting fucked. I just knew it was going to happen. I haven't eaten anything. I don't want to see this Justice League thing. I just got fucked over by Coming to America. Subway, lost roast beef, all this stuff. My luck is just shit. You guys know that. So they told us, the hazmat suit guys told us to get out. And I was going to say something, but then the two soldiers next to the hazmat guy, they both have their guns, not drawn, but the safety thing off, and they got their hand on their gun. I was like, okay, this shit's real. This is fucking crazy. I didn't want to say anything. I was like, what's going on? Did we do something? And they're like, he's like, sir, don't speak. Just get out of the car. And my mom got out of the car, and she's kind of crippled, fat ass, and they had to put her in a wheelchair thing. And they started leading us away from the car line, and people getting their shots and stuff. And in the back of this facility, got this big tent, like a circus tent. It looks like fucking Killer Clowns from Outer Space tent. That's what it looks like. Big fucking crazy orange tent thing. And I didn't notice it because I didn't care. I saw some military people coming in and out of it, and they were leading us in there. And as soon as they opened the flap and let us into this tent area, which I don't know why we're going in there. I don't know what's going on. It's just like we entered literal hell. Not only was it 100 degrees, because we're in Mississippi, there's no air conditioning in this tent. It's absolutely devastating how hot it is in this tent. But all I smell when we walked in was ass and farts and like blood and burps and like all kinds of horrible smells. It's kind of like if you've ever been in an office building where everyone uses the same microwave to heat up all their food. That's what it smelled like, but 10 times worse. And it's fucking disgusting. And I couldn't believe how bad it smelled in there. I'm sweating. I'm starving. There's nothing to eat. We're getting led in here by these military guys. I don't know what the fuck's going on. All I know is that my uncle and my brother, they've probably already made it all the way through. They at Arby's by now, probably getting Jamocha shakes, big Montanas. They're having beef and cheddars, all this good stuff. They're probably on their way to the house right now, getting the Batman Super League Justice movie booted up, waiting for us. They have no idea. We're getting pulled into this fucking nightmare tent. Okay, this really happened. I'm getting to Justice League, but this all ties into it, okay? Get in that fucking nightmare tent, and the first thing I noticed, other than the fact that it smelled and I could hear people screaming and all kinds of horrible shit, was in the corner, right when you walk in, there were like 24, 20 plus little kid-sized bodies, like little bodies wrapped real tight in like white sheets, stacked, not in a pyramid, just stacked on top of each other. And the military guy was pulling us in there, and he was telling us to wait for they have all these little rooms, little circus tent rooms, and he's waiting for one to he said, wait for we're going to put you in one of these rooms. And all these people are in hazmat suits. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we're in there. I asked him, I was like, what is that? What is that right there? These little stacks of child-sized bodies wrapped in white sheets. And he's like, oh, that's nothing. And I was like, that's nothing? Well, what's that? And next to all of the little, it looks like bodies, stacked on top of each other in the corner, there was another stack of like dozens and dozens of stuffed animals, like little teddy bears and rabbits and things like that. I was like, what's that? And he's like, oh, that's nothing too. He's like, don't ask any more questions. That's nothing. I'm like, you guys know me. I'm kind of a rebel, kind of a badass sort of thing. I'm not scared of nothing because I've died. I've died twice. I've had 4 heart attacks. I've been technically dead. I've seen the light and all that stuff. Whatever. I'm not afraid of death. But people say that they're not afraid of stuff until you got a gun pointed at your fucking head. Okay, then you do get afraid because I hate my life and I hate everything about my life. I'm a loser. I live with my parents, a virgin stuff, and all I think about is food, and I can't stop thinking about food and how much I hate my life. Never had a girlfriend, all this stuff. But the reality is, in the moment when you have a gun pointed at your head, the only thing you can think about is wanting to live a little bit longer so you can eat a little bit more. Honestly. So you don't think about all that badass stuff like, go ahead and pull the trigger, motherfucker. I don't care. I got nothing to live for. You do have something to live for. If you're alive and as fat as me, the only thing you have to live for is to eat more. So that's what happened. He's got the gun. I'm asking questions. He puts the gun up to my head, and I'm like, instantly, like, I'm sorry, I don't care what that is. Even though it's obviously 30 stuffed animals stacked in a corner with a bunch of dead little kid body things wrapped up in sheets. They have these little rooms. One of the flaps opens. 2 military guys are dragging out this woman, and I guess that's going to be our room. And this woman looked like she weighed 400 pounds, but she was swole up and solid green, like the fucking She-Hulk. I swear to God. Her skin was green. Green, her eyes were bulging out of her head. Foam was dripping from her mouth, and she couldn't, all I heard was her gasping for her last breath. She was just... like that. I don't even know how they were carrying her. She was so fat and swollen green. And they laid her on the ground right outside the room, and right in front of us, she just died right there in front of us. Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Okay, I don't know about this Chinese conspiracy virus. I feel like I'm in the Stephen King Stand movie miniseries, not that shitty reboot TV thing, which is, that's a whole separate video. I'm in the stand. This woman just dies. Her husband, or guess her lover, maybe it's her brother. I don't know this. I live in Mississippi. It's a bunch of inbred fucking retards. He comes bursting out the door screaming. He's screaming. He gets past the military guys. He gets down there with her. He's screaming. He starts screaming stuff. They put the guns up to him. They tell him to shut up, get back in the room, get back in the room. 2 or 3 times. He doesn't listen. He starts running for the door behind us. He knocks me out of the way, and my mom, he almost knocked her over. He got about 2 or 3 feet behind me, and then all the military dudes just turned around and wasted him. Fucking executed him right there. He got like 10 shots in the head, in the back of the head, in the back. It looked like fucking that scene from RoboCop where Ed 209 goes crazy on the guy in the office. This really happened. He's dead. I'm like shocked now because my system's breaking down because I haven't fucking eaten in 12 hours. I'm starving. My mom's uncomfortable. When she's upset, I get upset. She's crying at this point. There's a dead guy behind me. There's a fat 400-pound green thing laying on the floor foaming from the mouth. She looks like the fucking creature that ate the creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Then they push us into this room. There's blood all over the walls. They're ripping the sheet off of this hospital beds. There's 2 makeshift hospital beds. They're ripping the bloody sheets off of it. Some hazmat suit guys putting new sheets on. They tell us to get on the beds. I'm like, I know you got guns and you got to point to us and stuff or whatever. I'm not trying to be, difficult, but can you please tell us what's going on, how long this is going to take? Because I got a Batman, Superman, Justice League thing to see. I'm starving. I haven't eaten 12 hours. Okay. And I'm just going to be upfront with you guys. If I collapse, if I black out, it's not going to be worth the effort. Okay. I'm already upset. My blood pressure's through the roof and stuff. I've just got over a heart attack, COVID nightmare stuff, fake Chinese virus thing. If you just tell me what's going on, then I won't black out, and then it won't take 13 or 14 of you to pick me up. You're making more work for yourself right now by just not telling me what's going on. And the guys looked at each other with the guns, the military guys. They were kind of like chuckling because they thought it was funny. I was like, I didn't want to say anything, but it's not funny. This is life or death for me. If you don't shoot me, or if I don't get killed by some kind of crazy green virus thing that made this lady almost explode. She looked like her body's laying there on the ground, and she looks like the fat guy from Big Trouble in Little China right before he exploded, except for green, and her husband's dead and a pile of blood and all this stuff. It's like, if you guys just don't tell me you're making more work for yourself. And they were laughing about that. He told me, one of the guys was like, shut the fuck up, and I'll give you a Snicker bar. And I couldn't believe my luck. I know what you're thinking. Did I split it with my mom? Fuck no, I didn't split up with my mom. My mom is the whole reason I'm in this fucking situation in the first place. I love her to death, but that bitch said I gotta get a fake Chinese virus shot so I can watch a movie with my own family. I wasn't allowed to eat before we went there, even though that turned out to not be true. So this guy, he really did. He pulled a Snicker bar out of his pocket and threw it to me. My mom looked at me like I was gonna give her half, and then I looked at her like, go fuck yourself, with my eyes without saying it, because I don't want to be rude in front of the military guys or whatever. So we're in there, and the military guys are standing by the flap of the door, and I hear people screaming, still screaming. I hear fucking, not a chainsaw, something like that, some kind of saw thing going off and screaming and things being sawed, and just awful. It's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard, seen in my life. Finally, a doctor guy comes through the thing with 2 more soldiers. He's got a clipboard. He's actually kind of nice. And the doctor guy comes up to me and my mom and asks us some questions and says, we're part of some category that got flagged for some kind of special blood thing. I don't remember. It doesn't matter, okay? He was telling me all this technical stuff like I give a shit, okay? Like we're in some kind of fucking movie. I don't care what's happening. I don't care. I didn't say this because I didn't want to get shot in the face, but I was thinking the whole time, just fucking give us a shot or whatever you're going to do and get it over with so I can get the fuck out of it. I don't care what you're saying. It was going in one ear and out the other. I was like, I don't give a fuck what the shot is. I don't care how many shots or how big it is. Doesn't matter. Just give it to us. We had to sign all these papers and things, and then they finally opened this case, and there was these two shots. You know, the only difference was the stuff in it was like purplish instead of normal color. I don't fucking know what color the normal China virus shots are that everyone else got. Ours were purple. We're in some special group of flag thing. I don't know what the hell's going on. They give us our shots in our arms. Nothing happened. I didn't turn green and almost die. My mom didn't go crazy. None of us got shot. It was actually kind of fun. Like, I kind of got high. There was a buzz from the shot, whatever it was. I felt really good. Like, I stopped sweating and my balls stopped dripping and I wasn't hungry anymore. It was kind of like, I don't do drugs or whatever, but they say it's like stuff like when you take stuff to go to a rave and you love everyone. I just felt really good. I felt like healthy and stuff. Like, I'm on my Star Wars diet and I'm going to lose a few pounds and live to see my Star Wars shows and movies and stuff. And I was just feeling great. And my mom, I could tell she was high. The way she was like rolling in her wheelchair, she didn't look like she was in pain. It was like everything was cool, you know? It was just we're in this tent of nightmares and there's dead people everywhere and stacks of bodies and kids and screaming and chainsaws and things. We did a few tests. They asked a few questions, and then after a few questions said, well, you're free to go. And the sergeant, whatever, will escort us to our car. So they escorted us out of the tent to our car. The sergeant guy said, now you're supposed to sit here for 20 minutes or something, but you can just go ahead. Like that. It's like, oh my God, it's amazing, because I'm not joking. You can Google this. The fairground in Pascagoula where all this was happening, you can literally see Wendy's. There, you can see the sign poking up over the horizon. So I knew it was like half a mile away. Went right down. We got in the car, put our seatbelts on, took the stupid mask off, went to Wendy's. I went to fucking town at Wendy's. It was amazing. I got two large things of chili, extra chili sauce, all that stuff. The thing people don't know when you go to Wendy's, always asking for sour cream. If you're getting chili, you need sour cream. It's just a thing. And they don't usually charge you because people don't even know that they have it. So I always ask for 3 or 4 sour creams. I got a couple Baconators, double cheeseburger things. I just went to town. My mom didn't care because she was so happy that we got vaxxed and didn't get killed and stuff and didn't die or whatever from all the horrible stuff that we were seeing, and that we survived long enough to see this Zack Snyder Justice League movie thing. So she said I could have whatever I want. You know, I use their Social Security money, whatever, to buy food at the movies. Might as well do it now. It's like we're going to a movie. So I went to town on that and stuff, and then we stopped at a gas station by the house with the Taco Bell built into it. I don't go to Taco Bell anymore, but I went in there and went crazy. Boiled peanuts, Slim Jims. You guys know all the rigmarole stuff that I usually do. McDonald's, last stop, got the 49-cent soft serve ice creams. Finally got home. My uncle had just ordered pizzas. They were waiting on us. They were so happy. Everyone had their shots and stuff. They ordered pizzas ahead of time with buffalo wings, extra dip and sauces. He said it was 5 minutes away or right around the corner because they got the GPS thing now with the Domino's. It's just unbelievable. Everything's going right after this nightmare situation I was just in. And then after all that build up, we finally watched the movie, Justice League Zack Snyder 4-hour thing. And we sit down to watch the movie. We watch the movie, okay? The whole thing, the stupid Justice League remake thing with Zack Snyder. And it's about, I don't know, 2 hours long. It ends. We're watching it on HBO Max. And it goes off. And I was like, what? This is supposed to be 4 hours long. This is only 2 hours. What's going on? And I looked at my mom. We all looked at my uncle, me and my brother. And we looked at my mom and was like, wait a minute. Did you play the old Justice League movie? You're supposed to boot up the new 4-hour Zack Snyder one. Is this the real one or is it the shitty old one? And she looked at the info thing and it turns out we just watched the old 2-hour Justice League thing. And this all ties into why I fucking hate this movie so much. The Justice League Zack Snyder thing. Because not only is it 4 hours and it sucks, but now we just watched half of it, of the old one. Now we're going to have to watch that all over again to sit through this 4-hour thing. Not happening. I told my uncle, I don't know about you guys and my brother and stuff. I was like, I'm not sitting through this bullshit again. I've already seen this one too many times. Are you guys actually going to watch the 4-hour version of this bullshit? So they said, my brother and my uncle said, no, fuck that. Let's watch something else. And we watched Weekend at Bernie's and had a fucking awesome time. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. So yeah. If you liked Zack Snyder's Justice League 4-hour demon night bullshit, whatever this is, tell me in the comments below. I'm not going to agree with you. I think you're stupid and it's a waste of time or whatever, but I don't have to like you to like the fact that you like me and come here for truth and stuff. I don't have to like you, though. You don't have to like me either. But if you do like me, then go ahead and hit that like button and smash that subscribe button thing I got this new fat kid from down the street who's doing all my technical stuff, my computer things. He hooks up the internet for my mom. He's helping me out on the business side of this, you know, because I'm trying to get rich and I want to get more subscribers and famous and stuff so that more people see my videos and I get money from it and stuff. And so I don't have to live off my mommy. So he's giving me all these tips and hints and things and stuff I can do to get more views and stuff. So you got to hit that smash like button thing, subscribe, tell all your friends, and hopefully I'm going to get famous as shit. But until then, I'll see you next time, guys.
Light on the horizon was brighter yesterday, with shadows floating over, scars begins to fade. We said it was forever, but then it slipped away. Standing at the edge of the final masquerade. Light on the horizon was brighter yesterday, shadows floating over, scars begin to fade. Said it was forever, then it slipped away. Standing at the edge of the final masquerade.